Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we're doing another locomotive review. This time we're looking at the Graham Ferris 6400 class, which is a GWR pannier tank engine, which does look rather nice here in BR green. But first of all, let's get all the boring stuff out of the way, so I'll pop you there. So let's have a look here, and let's make sure that's focused, and that'll do. So the product code is 371987, a class 64XX pannier tank with running number 6412 in BR lined green with late crest. And inside the pack you'll get the usual, this is the product guarantee, which we won't read. It also has the Backman Collectors Club form, which again we won't bother reading. We have the product instruction sheet, which I'll have a quick look here. It just tells us about running in, what radius it goes round. First of all, running in is about at least half hour each way, but a good hour is usually recommended, and it will go around what's that? Let me have a quick read here. It will run on first radius, but it performs best on curves of second radius. So, and body removal is just a screw at the front, and lubrication and ECC fitting. And on the other side it has a exploded diagram showing all the bits and pieces inside and where the body screw is located. And the only detail pack we have here is just a bit of, that looks like some dummy, dummy coupling hooks, and also some pipe work, which belongs on the front. So that is that. So let's have a look at how much it weighs. It does weigh a fair amount compared to the Dapol pannier, and that is 35.2 grams. So it's a decent weight. It's not quite a... No, it is actually above a Mark 1 coach, so that is, we'll give it, weighs 1.5 times a Mark 1 coach, which is 25 grams. So yeah, we'll give it an extra push of, it weighs 1.5 times. But let's have a look at the detail work. So let's have a look here. You'll get a closer look a bit later on, but yeah, let me point out the features. So first of all, let's have a look at the bottom. It has got all-wheel pickup on all 6 wheels, which is always good to see. It doesn't have any traction tyres, which does look nice, but it may affect performance. Then couplings on either end. This is the screw to remove the body, which is the one right at the front of the loco. And other detail work is mostly brake rigging, and nothing else really underneath, because you won't be looking under it. Let's see, on the side it has got some nice firm handrails. They're not likely to bend or warp, unlike some of the Dapol ones. So yeah, they're quite sturdy. They're made out of wire. Cab detail, there's not really much cab detail. In fact, there's not really much of a cab on the inside, apart from the space for the DCC decoder, which you can see quite clearly in here. So that's a bit of a downside, but you had to put the decoder somewhere. It feels like the weight is mostly at the front here. Coal looks reasonable, a bit too shiny, but it does look quite reasonable. Glazing on the windows, so it's nice to see. And you can see quite a way through them. It does have riveting all over the entire body where it should be. Let's see, the printed detail looks quite crisp and as usual. Very high standard as usual. So the number plate is, yeah, that's printed on. So not a separate fitting, but considering how small it is, it's probably best just to be printed on. Let's see, we have got the more riveting on the buffer beam. Let's see, and the lamp irons are here, and here is the fitted vacuum pipe. Let's see on the top. One thing which I have noticed is this safety valve. Normally, from what I've seen of GWR panniers, this is normally brass colour, so that may be an error. But still, if you wanted painted brass, you can carefully paint it in a brass colour yourself. But otherwise, it's just it feels. No, that is plastic. It's part of a moulding, but yeah, this where the whistle is, that looks like it's separately fitted, because it does have a little bit of looseness to it. Well, not looseness, but it does have a little bit of a wiggle to it, so it is separately fitted. And the actual whistle itself is painted in brass, so it is a very nice and small detail. And let's see, chimney is painted black. Lots of detail on the top here, actually. There's cabling and more riveting, and you got the filler caps and things like that. On the front, you've got the handrail going across again. You also got a nicely printed number plate on the front. And yeah, again, riveting everywhere. The that will be the shed code on the bottom there. And yeah, it's quite a nice little engine. And also you have the details underneath here as well. And I think there's a small semblance of the, I don't want to say valve gear, but it could be valve gear right underneath here, where it should be. And you can just about make daylight from underneath there, but that is where the motor would live, so I wouldn't expect all the way through. But there's a little bit of light in between. Yeah, very happy with that. And also the wheels are all metal, and does have the usual spokes and counterweights. Yeah, very happy with that. Assuming the pickups are via the axles, via the axle, the bearings. So yeah, should be a good runner. But yeah, I'm still quite happy with the weight. Anyway, let's get it onto first of all, let's get it onto the turntable so you can have a closer look yourself. And then let's get it onto my layout and we can have a look at how well it pulls. So I'll see you in a bit. The Great Western Railway 6400 class is a class of 060 pannier tank steam locomotive introduced by Charles Leclerc in 1932. All 40 examples were auto-fitted, which were equipped with the remote control equipment needed for working auto trains. The 1936 GWR 7400 class was a similar class, but without the auto train apparatus, and with a higher boiler pressure of 180 psi, providing a small but useful increase in power. The 6400 class was closely related to the 5400 class, which in turn was an evolution of both the Armstrong 850 class and the Dean 2021 class. Thus, the basic design was almost 60 years old when new. The 8-foot 7.5-inch driving wheels being the main distinguishing factor, apart from more modern profile. The smaller wheels of the 6400s permitted operation in hillier locations than the 5400 class, and allocations were initially to the South Wales valleys. Ensigns of the 6400 class worked on many of the ex-GWR branch lines in Devon and around Plymouth until the early 1960s, when the lines closed or diesel motor units took over the services. Number 6430 was a regular engine of the old Tavistock South Branch line and would often run with 2 auto coaches. Number 6412 was allocated at the Gloucester Horton Road loco shed and operated one of the last Chelmsford railcar auto train services between Gloucester and Chelmsford in October 1964. Being allocated to Plymouth Liar, the type was tried on the line between Lossahall and Fowey, although the normal engine was a 1400 class. All of the class made it to BR service and were drawn over nearly a 10-year period between 1958 till the last 2 were drawn in 1965. 3 of the 6400 class have survived to preservation. Right, here we are, the 6400 class now I'm layout, and I have got a rake of 8 Mark 1 coaches ready for it to have a good pull round layout. But let's see how well it runs on its own. But a few things I do have to mention before we do that. First of all, this is under DC, so it may operate differently under DCC. And I do have to mention this is a second-hand model, and it does one of the things which was mentioned, that it is a bit of a jerky runner, so it may not be completely perfect of how the class would, how the model would operate if it was new from box. So just take that into account. But I have had a quick run round the layout, and while it is jerky, it still runs nicely in my opinion. So let me see how well it runs at slow speed. it's not too bad. Ooh, and it's stalled. Ooh. Would help if I turned power up as well. Yeah, there's a little bit of jerkiness at slow speed. Yeah, it seems like this front axle is a bit iffy. Come on, there we go. Yeah, hopefully that improves under DCC, but yeah, that's not too bad. As I said, it does have a slight jerkiness, which could probably be improved if I did a bit of servicing to it, but it will do for now. But yeah, that's not too bad. So let's give it a quick run round and layout at a decent speed. Ooh, bit of jerkiness there, but that's it. Yeah, other than the slight jerkiness, it's not too bad. I will give it a quick, well, at some point I'll give it a quick servicing just to see how much I can get that improved. I'll have to quickly catch it before it runs off. Yeah, so that wasn't too bad. It may also just be that my track is dirty, and that added with the jerkiness, it may just be having a bit of a struggle. Right, slight cut there because as usual my battery died. But yes, let's test out how well the pannier works with all the coaches now. So the pannier weighs 35.2 grams, and all these coaches weigh, it's about 200 grams in total, because each one weighs 25 grams, and I have 8 of them all lined up here. So that's I want to put it probably about 7 times the weight of a pannier. It's only a rough guess, but I'm sure there's somebody with a calculator at home to tell me what the exact number is, but I haven't got a calculator on me at the moment. My computer is behind me, but I'm not going to go bother sorting that out at the moment. So let's see how well it couples up. Right, that coupled up quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's just see how well. Yeah, that seems happy. And also to move it just a little bit away from the points. So let's do. Ooh, and it's stalled. There we go. So 7 times its own weight and a little bit of jerkiness. Doesn't seem to be stopping the pannier at all. Yeah. Not bad for a second. Ooh, a bit of slippage there. Like I said, there's no tracks and tyres, so it's all its own power. Yeah, very pleased with how that's running. Right, give it a bit more speed for enough. Actually, we'll finish off, then we'll give it enough of a run. So yeah, 35.2 grams is able to pull 200 grams. So I'm quite pleased with that. I said no tracks and tyres, so, and it's not quite perfect in running, but still it can pull whatever's put behind it. Now then, cost of one of these little engines. Well, for my one, it didn't cost me all that much, so I managed to get it for a good offer, because I managed to get 10% off from Railworks of Sheffield, because it was on their eBay. So I'm going to move these people. You can live over there. But yeah, managed to get it for just under £80. About something like £72 and then £4 postage. So yeah, about £76. That's how much it cost me. So that's not too bad for a little engine like this. And so true, it's a bit jerky, but that can be fixed. But typically, I'd expect one of these to cost the same as a LMS Ginty, which is about £100 to £110. And even though this is an older model, which you can't actually get anymore, it is, I would say it's decently worth it, especially if you can get a good offer like I did. But 100 for an older model, isn't it? I'd say that's about a decent price for it. I wouldn't put that off. But and also you can get it in various few liveries, including GWR livery, and I think there's a BR black one as well. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, nice little engine. Yeah, just shame that they don't make many more of them. Don't make them anymore. So the only place you can get them is off eBay. So hopefully you can get a good bargain. The only problems which I can see of it is, well, really it's only cosmetically, really, because I just think this safety valve should be brass coloured, and that's probably about it, really. Can't think of anything else which is, well, maybe the coal looking a bit better. So yeah, just two cosmetic things, and otherwise it's a very nice running engine. Just wish my one was a bit better running, but other than that, yeah. Very nice engine. So yeah, pleased with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So yeah, that's going to be it from me, and that's going to be it from the pannier. So I'll send it off in its way, and I'll see you all again next time. So if you do like the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Other than that, that's it from me. So take care now. Bye bye. There we go. Bit more speed. There we go. Take care now. Bye bye. There it goes.